but he gets to test Star Wars Battlefront 2. Said it's so much better.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was the whole fucking thing. Like they screwed the pooch so hard on Star Wars Battlefront that they had to be like, hey guys, just to let you know, all the DLC will be free. We fixed all the load problems. Please don't fucking hate us.
Yeah.
Like, hello and welcome to Sports Nerds episode 40. We got the whole crew back for finally.
Hey.
Carf, Phillip, I'm Max.
Yep.
So we're gonna be talking some sports, some like latest sports news, and we're gonna get our fantasy football draft in order. And yeah, that's what we got going on today, right, guys? Is there anything else? Is there any fucking? I mean, are we gonna get political at all?
I mean, we could.
I'm a little too tired for that.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a little bit of politics, but at least it's sports politics.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. So what's going on? What has happened? We had a little. There was a fucking. Did you guys watch?
You were gonna like open up. Well, okay, wait, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Usain Bolt run his last fucking race. They had like some championship in London, and so it's like a little mini Olympics track and field sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Usain Bolt like pulls a hammy.
Yep.
He lost the 100-meter and then he pulls a hammy on the relay. I feel like he shouldn't have ran. Like he said, he was done running after the last Olympics, and then he goes out and just puts up this really subpar performance. I'm like, dude, you should just be like, you're on top. Like go out on top. Like how come people don't know when to go out on top?
Only a few people do.
Yeah. So did you guys catch any of that? I was pretty interested because my family's Jamaican, but
That's the only reason why.
I heard about the news. I was surprised when, because Justin Gatlin, the guy who was gonna be his competition if he hadn't had doped for all those years, basically beat him, and he was like, "That doesn't seem like the same guy that raced like a few years ago." He's like, "I don't know if he's not trying or if he's lost that much."
Yeah, I feel like he thought he was done, so he didn't train or he didn't put himself through his normal regimen. And then they're like, "Hey, we need you to run, please! Like, we haven't lost since 2008. Like, please help us." And then he fucking they lost. They got their asses kicked. I think the women did pretty well though, the Jamaican women. But yeah, man, that's the end of a legacy. Fucking Jamaican track dominance is officially over
for now.
But I mean, like, hey, USA was up in it, and Great Britain, they had a lot to show too. Like Great Britain won the relay, which took everybody for a little bit of a surprise. But yeah, man, I'm proud of the US runners. They're looking good.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I guess we got to get a little bit younger because Gatlin's
like 36.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's pretty old at this point, which is unusual for a runner. But I guess
I don't know how he
run it out. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if he's running like what event does he run in? The 36-year-old guy.
100, and he does the 100, and he also does the relay. He went up against Usain.
Oh, really? Okay. I mean, I figured maybe like the relay he'd be all right in, but I mean, like the 100,
he beat Usain.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yes.
Well, don't let anyone tell you that age is going to hold you back. Shit, 36.
Well, no, it's not the same because, like, at the Olympics, at the last Olympics, Usain Bolt made this dude look stupid.
Yep.
Fucking, it was ridiculous. And I'm just like, you're wondering why this dude is even still running. And then, like, you find out, 2 years later that, that, like, Gatlin is still on the track team. Like, where are our runners?
That's nuts.
In other sports, apparently.
Good for him. I mean, apparently he's still got it. Fucking, he's got that little bit extra in the tank. But yeah, man, fucking the fall of a legacy finally happened.
Well, it's kind of like It's kind of like Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards. It's like
God, yeah, that was awful.
You gotta see him just right onto the sunset wearing that Chicago jersey, but no, he just had to keep playing. He just had to get that.
Well, I think that was just to sell tickets, though, wasn't it?
Huh?
Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards was just to sell tickets, wasn't it?
Well, I mean,
Did he own the Wizards?
what's Usain Bolt doing? Running some, non-Olympic race.
Well, I mean, like, it's still like a world, like qualifier or whatever. It's like Olympics-esque.
Okay.
But like, I thought Michael Jordan owned the Wizards and then played.
No, he did not.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing? I thought he was like, hey, here's something that'll make some money.
If anything,
I
he
think
might have been an
They'll
executive.
pay me $1 million.
He had no money. No, when he was owner, he was down there trying to, school the young kids when he's at Charlotte.
Yeah, that's true. But all right, well, cool. What else? That's all the random other not football or basketball news that I think we have.
I mean, I didn't catch out the ESPN, the Ocho on August 8th.
I fucking missed that. Oh, I wanted to watch some of that shit. Michael, did you watch any of that?
What is it?
So you remember?
Go ahead.
Okay, you remember Dodgeball, right? And they had ESPN 8, the Ocho.
Yes.
So they actually made that happen. ESPN basically, I don't know if they took over ESPN2 or if they actually just put it on the web, but all day August 8th, it was ESPN Ocho, and you could actually watch there was a dodgeball, like professional dodgeball, not just random people playing. There was, God, I don't remember all the other sports, but they went obscure with it, and it was actually apparently really interesting from the people that caught it, and they said it was hilarious, and they're kind of curious to see if they'll make it like a yearly thing or something.
I mean, they could definitely do it online, right? Like,
absolutely.
That'd be fucking awesome.
And especially if they do it, like you said, if they do it annually or something like that, as long as they're not over flooding it, as long as you kind of build up excitement for it, I think it could definitely be very successful.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the random sports. Like somebody was telling me that it was another sport where it was dodgeball and trampolines. That's what it was.
Get extreme.
I was like, I'd love to actually see people that train for that actually doing that, because oh my God, that violence would be serious.
Dude, that's what we should. Yeah. Sports nerds dodgeball team, fucking trampoline dodgeball. We could do that.
Oh yeah. We could start our own league, or maybe just go to a game and and let's cast live from it. That'd be sweet.
I want to get into it. We could be like Cobra.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's the last bit of random news that I could remember, because I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it, other than what? I don't even remember. Yeah, it's been too long now since I can think of anything else between that and now, other than football season's basically getting ready to kick off. We got preseason. We got college football getting ready to kick off here soon too.
Yeah, I got the Seahawks and the Vikings live right now. Oh, and Russell Wilson just threw a touchdown pass to somebody.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Jimmy Graham?
No, somebody named Williams.
Some asshole. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of those actually.
Yeah.
In the NFL, I'm like, I ain't got a clue.
Yeah, take your pick.
None of them are named Colin Kaepernick. Oh, there's my political sports stuff.
Boom.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot of beyond. You're funny. Beyond Kaepernick too, you also have a lot of people that are trying to do the protest, which I think is interesting. I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. I do think people are blowing it out of proportion, because if people want to have their opinion, let them. But I guess it's the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah. I think just show my Cleveland bias here. They threw Hugh Jackson under the bus this week about just how he hopes that nobody on the Browns protest, but his whole defense of what he said was basically just it's not the fact that what they're doing, it's if you're going to protest the national anthem, it's people are going to talk about you protesting the national anthem. They're actually not going to really talk about why you're doing it. And so that was his whole defense of and he's kind of got a point. It's it's people they're talking about Michael Bennett and Marshawn Lynch, that people that are still in the league that are still protesting, they're not even saying why they're protesting, they're just saying that they are protesting. And I think, that's, it's just, it gets kind of diluted and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. I definitely support. I mean, like, it was like maybe not even till like 5 years ago or something like that. Like, they didn't even like have the players like out on the field for this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect to you, Max, being a veteran, but it's just like every time there's a commercial break or whatever, like they got to honor a veteran, or it's like, it's like military, like, if it's not a beer commercial, it's, it's an Army recruiting commercial, stuff like that. So it's like, so I can see where people get upset and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a huge conundrum, and it's like I feel like it just got blown way out of proportion, and it's I don't know.
Little aside, away from the subject. PSA: if you are in the military, go to sporting whatever sport you like. Go to that thing in your uniform. Do it. You get all the free beer and hot dogs you can consume. I am not even joking.
You hate hot dogs, Max.
But dude, they're free. Like what the fuck can you say? Like if someone's like, "Hey, can I buy you a beer or a hot dog?" I'm not gonna be like, "No." Fucking yeah.
You'll take your hot dog.
I'm gonna buy you a hot dog, sir.
Hey man,
because of your service. You better eat it.
Buying, why the fuck not? It's not wasting money. But yeah, no, like seriously though, if you're currently active or if you got your uniform laying around, fucking wear that shit. Motherfuckers eat that up. I am not even joking. You can't get away from people trying to give you free shit. It is the truth.
You just need to troll. You need to troll all the Ohio State games in your uniform, Max, and you would probably definitely hit the jackpot, man.
I am way too fat to fit in my uniform anymore. No,
just suck it in. You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine.
No, it would be a joke. They'd be like, "Is that guy's?" You'd be like, "Why is he wearing a 5-year-old's uniform?" That can't happen anymore. But like while it was going down, I went to like 2 or 3 baseball games and a football game. I mean, it's a little uncomfortable, but the free shit. Like by the end of it, you're so drunk, it doesn't matter that you're wearing a uniform. Okay, like fucking. Do it. It is the truth.
Everybody just wants to talk to you and stuff like that. You're like, I really don't want to talk to you. But, after you're like your 5th free beer, you're like, oh, yeah, I'll talk to you.
It's all fucking thank you for your service and all this shit. It's just like, yes, you're welcome for my service. Now get me a free beer.
I will have the import, by the way, not that shitty domestic.
Dude, I get that crap, bro. Get that IPA.
Yeah, let me get that IPA.
That $8 IPA for fucking like 6 ounces of beer. Fucking, but seriously though, back to Kaepernick. I feel like Kaepernick didn't protest correctly. Like the first time he came out, he sat down. He had like a towel over his head.
Mm-hmm.
Then like the next time he came out, he should have had like headphones in. And still sitting down, with towel over his head. Then, like, the next time after that, he's got, like, a lounge chair. So now he's laying down with the headphones in. So then the next time after that, he's got, like, a fruity umbrella drink up next to his lounge chair. He's like, I'm fucking not listening to this shit. Like, that's how you protest. He should have just got more and more. Because he went to taking a knee instead of sitting down.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, well, that's just a sign of respect. And so no one cares. So I feel like he didn't ride the protest train as hard as he should have. Mm-hmm. And then also, like, you got to hear about this guy, like, out there in the community doing shit, like, police relations.
I agree.
You have to see if that's what he's going to make it about, because it's not like he's Tom Brady doing this. He is a mediocre quarterback. So they can marginalize him. Like, it's not. Like the NFL isn't taking the hit when they don't sign Colin Kaepernick. Even as bad as it looks, to not have him play, they can take that hit. It's not going to do anything. But like if he wanted to really like be relevant and fucking and make a difference, I think he played it wrong. And then now it just sucks for him that he's got to like suffer the consequences of his action and didn't get the most out of it.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, it's interesting the way. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he necessarily thought. I don't think he thought it all the way through. I think he started it and it became a bigger thing. and he decided that he would just go for it and then try and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and you got all these people that are saying like they try to speak like on his behalf, saying that they're just going to boycott the NFL if Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job, then we're all going to boycott the NFL. Which is like, I think like I get it, but it'd be one thing if I think the one thing that really hurt Colin Kaepernick is that he played for the 49ers and they only won like 3 or 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they picked second in the draft this year. So like, I mean, like I feel like if he would have done more on the field, he definitely would have gained a little bit more clout, because it's like, well, like it's one thing not to pick somebody up because of their social beliefs or whatever like that, political beliefs, and they suck. It's another thing like if you saw Tom Brady doing the same thing, for instance, Aaron Rodgers, any of the the top half of the better quarterbacks in the league, fuck Joe Flacco, like one of these guys, Andy Dalton, like if you would have seen them protesting, like they would definitely still have a job because they've proven, like consistently or whatever, that they're serviceable quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Kaepernick against him is, well, when was Kaepernick successful? Well, he was successful when Harbaugh was there. They're running the read option. He's doing like all this bootleg stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, he was amazing. He's a talent. He's very much like Tim Tebow, and it's very ironic. Everyone thinks Colin Kaepernick's like this showboat or whatever, and like Tim Tebow's like, oh, this good Christian man. Well, if Tim Tebow is such this good Christian man, like you don't see him like taking social stances and stuff like that, unless it's like against like abortion or whatever, like. Yeah. But it's not like real. I mean, I'm talking like real civil rights and stuff like that. Like Kaepernick's doing. Like you don't see Tebow doing that. No. The only headlines that Tebow's making is that, oh, he hit a double in AA baseball or whatever the fuck he's playing right now.
Is he still playing AA baseball?
Yeah, he might actually get called up this year.
Good for him. I'm fucking glad. I hope he Tebow's
every because the Mets are that bad. But yeah.
Tebow gets on first base and you see him like.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it'll make SportsCenter top 10 and all that bullshit, but it's like, you just want to compare people. It's like, that's why I don't like Tim Tebow, is just because, he has this platform to do so much, and like he's not doing even half of what Colin Kaepernick is doing.
Well, and again, and I feel like Colin Kaepernick isn't doing half of what Colin Kaepernick should be doing.
And I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. And it's like,
hey man, I'm not an activist. I'm not, I don't really I guess I got this podcast, but I don't really have.
No, but we're all bullshitters here, and it's like and we see bullshit when we see it, and it's like, look, man, like I totally understand you're trying to stand for good causes, but if you really fucking cared, like you'd be doing X, Y, Z,
yeah,
and stuff like that, and it's like, if somebody, if some random stranger's like starting this huge boycott because I'm not, getting a job or whatever right now in the NFL, like, I would probably try to I don't want to say condemn them or anything like that, but it's like, just kind of speak like, oh man, I don't know. It's weird. It's just, I think he dug himself in too deep. I think his heart's in the right place, but he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah.
And it would,
again, I'm definitely not for cops just shooting people. I can definitely agree with what he's protesting for. I'm down for fucking race equality. I'm down for fucking cops not shooting motherfuckers in the street and getting away with it every day. But again, if you want to keep your job and this and that, you can't make waves, and it sucks for him, but that's how the game that's how the game is played. Fucking, you got to be indispensable before you do that shit.
Yes, that's the key. Is he just was a very average quarterback last year. Right. Yes, would he be better than most second strings? Probably. But the problem is you don't want a second string that tracks that much attention. You can accept a first string, a starter. You're like, all right, cool, whatever. That sucks, but we'll deal with it. We'll deal with the media circus because you're helping us win games. Not
here's the
big clipboard.
Yeah. Here's the big comparison. LeBron James is talking a lot of shit right now, publicly. Not just about, like he's talking shit about the president.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he can do that because he is the best basketball player on the planet. It'd be one thing if, J.R. Smith or somebody
You like keep preaching from the bench, bro.
Easy, Nick Young.
Yeah. Yeah, it just it's a completely different thing. If Trevor Ariza or I don't know, you could name a million fucking basketball players.
Yep.
And it's like it carries more weight when it's a player that's basically untouchable, who's loved by the community, who is, who has championships and has that star power, it's
Yeah.
So it's just and that's what Kaepernick's guilty of, is that he didn't do more or hasn't accomplished more with his, career. So it's like Phil said, nobody wants a second string quarterback with, distractions.
All right, but preseason's gotten started.
Yep.
There was a lot of moves. Yeah, I feel like right before the preseason happened, a lot of like trades and stuff.
God, yeah.
Fucking, how are you guys feeling about the NFL right now? I feel like Oakland is a dirty team that needs to be watched very carefully because they're a bunch of assholes. But then,
says the Broncos fan.
That has nothing to do with it, sir. This is a completely unbiased opinion. I'm a fucking legit journalist, sir. This is my unbiased.
Is that because just because you're holding a pen doesn't make you a journalist?
I have paper as well.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I actually think I really think the Broncos could actually be good if you can find a quarterback, sir. That's your job there.
I guess we can call Colin Kaepernick up.
They've had plenty of chances.
I don't know if you have the right offense though to try and make it work because it's more of a zone blocking scheme. Well, actually, no. You actually bring him in as a backup to Cam Newton. Then when Cam Newton goes down, hey, we can just plug him in.
There you go.
That might work.
That would work, but they're not going to do it because money.
But dude, the Broncos don't even have an offensive line, so I mean, how's that going to happen? So
I don't know.
Well, I guess then it would make sense to have Kaepernick. You just go, you need to run.
Yeah, run very fast away from these guys that will hurt you.
Fast as you can.
Please run.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think you're gonna have the Raiders. It's gonna be the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chiefs, basically in the West. I don't know if San Diego will make enough of a step up.
San Diego ain't shit.
Nah, they'll be a 500 team easily.
They
but
still got fucking Antonio Gates.
Yeah, they do.
No, they still got that backup guy too. I don't remember.
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, Hunter Henry.
Antonio Gates has got to be like 84 years old.
He's not quite that old, but he's like 38, I think.
That dude is fucking ancient.
He did. Well, actually, yeah, I think he did start when he was like 22 or 23 because he tried to be a professional basketball player and he was too short.
Yeah. He was on the Final Four team for Kent State, I want to say, back, 02, 03, something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking donkey years ago.
Yeah, I was in fucking high school.
But, yeah, let's see. I don't. Everyone keeps raving about the Patriots. I just don't see it. I mean, I thought they did good last year, but like, I really think the difference is Belichick and Brady need something to be mad at. They have nothing to be mad at this year. Last year, they had all the ammunition they needed, and that's why they were able to win that Super Bowl. This year, I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't know.
And they picked up who's it? That wide receiver,
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks, yeah,
super fast.
Yep. And they also picked up Stephon Gilmore too, who's a big physical corner from Buffalo. So they got Butler, the hero from the one Super Bowl that he intercepted Russell Wilson on the end of the one Super Bowl. They got him on one side, and they got Stephon Gilmore on the other side. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Phil. Like, and they kind of have like that 2017. That's kind of like that super team where they had Randy Moss, and and it's like, you go down the schedule, the whole 16 game schedule, and it's like, well, where are the Patriots going to lose? And it's like, well, you really don't see it, and it's almost too good to be true. And I'm sure they will have a fantastic season, but I don't see them repeating the Super Bowl champions. I mean,
No.
let's not forget they were down 28-3. I think the one thing that faulted the Falcons was that they still had that coaching staff is still pretty young. I think it's Dan Quinn is their coach, and yeah, I mean he's got a lot of experience. So as far as like a big time head coach, he's still pretty young, and that whole team was young. The defense was young. I mean, the only real veterans they had were like Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. As far as on that team, but yeah, I think the Patriots are primed for a very good season. I just don't see.
I agree.
Super Bowl again. I don't know who will win the Super Bowl.
No.
But I don't think it's going to be the Patriots. I think the Patriots will. I mean, I could see them losing AFC title game, on a big play or late game field goal or something like that. But I don't see them winning the Super Bowl again.
Well, obviously it's pretty early to be making the call, but we'll say top 3 NFC, top 3 AFC. What do you think?
Okay. All right. So let's see. I'll go first for AFC. Patriots. I mean, regardless of all the smack I'm talking against them, I still think they'll be a top 3 team. The Raiders. Sorry, Mr. Max.
Hey, I said it too. It's okay.
And then, that's interesting. I don't know. I'm gonna say it. The Texans.
Okay.
Texans.
Yeah, they have the defense. They absolutely have the running game. They have the line. They just need Deshaun Watson to grow up and say, "Hey, I'm ready to be your quarterback, and I'm not going to make any mistakes." They need a Trent Dilfer type quarterback. That's it.
Yeah.
And I speak from experience. That's all they need.
Yeah.
How is Osweiler not able to throw to DeAndre Hopkins? Like, your quarterback sucks when you can't throw to DeAndre Hopkins.
Well, I mean, if you let me chime in on this, because I am a huge Browns fan, and Brock Osweiler is slated as the starting quarterback for Monday Night Football here coming up for the next preseason game for my Cleveland Browns.
Tears and tears, huh?
So, well, here's the thing. Going back to Phil's Texans point, you have to. I mean, their defense is so good, and DeAndre Hopkins has performed with so many different quarterbacks. I mean, everyone like jokes about the Browns, like since 1999 having all these quarterbacks. I mean, since Bill O'Brien's been there for the Texans, they've had so many quarterbacks. I mean, Brian Hoyer, Ryan Mallett, Brandon Weeden, Savage, Osweiler. I'm sure I'm missing somebody else.
Yeah, you are. There's like 8 or 9.
Yeah, they've had a lot of different quarterbacks, and they've still made the playoffs. They've won the South. And I think that's a lot to say about all the hype around Andrew Luck and the Colts not performing. But still, though, but it's because they've had that defense. And, I mean, like, just being a Browns fan, just, like, hearing all the talk and stuff like that, well, why Brock Osweiler is, with us right now, as opposed to, still being with them, with the Texans, is that Bill O'Brien is just like, this is my way. This is how we're going to run my offense. This is how we're going to do it, yada, yada, yada. It's like you have to conform to my system. And a lot of quarterbacks, they're all different styles. I mean, we were talking about Colin Kaepernick earlier, like he's got his own style. Every quarterback's got their own style, or how they perform in a certain type of offense and the reads and all that bullshit, and so, I mean, there's something to be said, with a head coach that just blows through quarterbacks. It's like, oh, well, he doesn't fit my system, and as opposed to, like tailoring your system to, your quarterback strengths. So, but yeah.
All right. So Phillip, you said Patriots, Raiders,
and Texans
on the AFC side.
Yep, top 3.
And then on the NFC, who do you got?
So I gotta actually think about that one a little bit better. So I don't think Atlanta is really going to be there. I would love to say my team, but I think we're a year away. Let's see. I just don't know if I can trust them. Like, they should be top 3. I'm going to just say it. Number 3, I'm going to put them in there, the Cardinals.
Really?
Yes.
After they like folded so bad last, like they
That's because Carson Palmer got hurt.
Yep. Carson
That's
Palmer
the
is
big-
that team, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
But it's like, I mean, again, like
That's why I said it's hard to trust them.
But Carson Palmer is getting old. You know, he's not as good as he used to be. For sure, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not the super great all time quarterback. He's just.
But
I don't know. I don't feel like the drop off should have been as big as it was just from losing that guy. Because I mean, I don't know. The fucking
they don't have anyone at backup. They have no one at backup. The guy who they thought they had was terrible.
Yeah,
I think it was Skelton.
Yeah.
BYU product. And he was terrible, and they dropped off. Their defense is actually really good, even with losing Calais Campbell. I still think they have a very good defense because they also lost Tyrone Matthew last year, I believe, on their secondary. He's really, really good for them. And then Peterson was having an okay year, and I can't remember if the starting number 2 lost on the other side. So I really think they were injury ravaged last year, so that's part of the reason why I put them at number 3. I don't think the Cowboys will be as high just because I think they're going to struggle without Ezekiel Elliott. I think they'll win games, but I really think they're going to struggle because, again, I think this is going to prove to the Cowboys once again that just because you have a great offensive line, you can't have a mediocre running back in there. And I know everyone's going to say it's McFadden. I'm like, sorry, he's past his prime at this point.
That dude's got 44 years old.
That too.
He's the Derrick Rose of football.
There you go. All the hype and no production.
I would just throw that title around, dude. That dude might come to your house and have some problems with you. Like, you just call him Derrick Rose. He's like, I ain't fucking spent my whole career riding the bench. I've done good things. I'm Darren goddamn McFadden.
Well, if he comes over here, he can, as long as I get his autograph to just, I can put up in my basement, that's all I care about. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to me.
He's gonna wear his fucking Darren McFadden signet ring and autograph your face, bro.
Bring it on, man.
It's gonna be like Mayweather and McGregor at your place.
As long as the autographs my old Xbox 360 copy of NCAA football with him on the cover, I'm cool.
All right, now you see, I feel like he would come to your house, but you pull out the NCAA, and then his heart melts, or like he can't go through with it anymore. He's exactly. Like, hey, I loved you like OG status.
Yeah.
That's a good call, Mike. That's a smart play.
I always got a backup plan. Yeah, let's just pull it right out of my ass.
All right, cool. So how are you feeling about the NFL right now? AFC, who's leading AFC, NFC?
For me?
Yeah.
All right, so this is my top 3 teams, AFC. So Patriots, Raiders, but I'm going to say my third team has got to be the Chiefs.
Okay.
Their defense is amazing. I think they did lose Jeremy Maclin, but then again, Maclin, what did he really do for the Chiefs? Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, man, those guys are money. And how do I know? I know personally because of my fantasy football team, not in our league, but in my other league. They literally carried me the entire way through the playoffs, all the way to the championship. I actually benched both of them for the championship game because I had other guys on the bench that had better matchups, and I got burned by it, man. Like, those guys were so legit. And, Tyreek Hill, they just drop these crazy plays where he would just get these big gains, big touchdowns. And not only that, he was a great return guy. Travis Kelce had a breakout year. Like, just to go along with that defense, Alex Smith, very good, above average quarterback, but no way is he, he's no Tom Brady, no Aaron Rodgers or whatever, whatever you want to call him. But he's not a top 10 QB, but he is been around forever. He's smart, knows what to do with the ball. It seems like no matter who they put at running back, they're going to produce. So along with that defense, they'll easily win 10, 11 games. You know, they're going to get the wild card and get in there. But yeah, I feel like those three teams, Patriots, Raiders, and Chiefs. I mean, I would say the Steelers, but their defense, I just have no confidence in their defense. And you got Tucker Roethlisberger, you know, retiring and stuff like that. Le'Veon Bell's holding out. I mean, he said he's going to be back, but still, like, you know, and he's never guaranteed for a full season. And what's Martavis Bryant going to do, you know, being off a year suspension? So it's like, I mean, the AFC is really top heavy. I mean, who else is going to – I mean, I'm just trying to think who else is going to step up. I mean, Andrew Luck, he's, you know, not even going to start the season. Oh, the Titans. I mean, I definitely see the Titans, you know, like doing well. But yeah, they're definitely going to make strides. But I don't see them, you know, being like one of the premier teams of the AFC. And if they are, then I think that says a lot about how weak the AFC is going to be this year. But NFC, I tell you what, I don't think the Cowboys are. I think they're going to be okay, but I definitely think I agree with you, Phil. I think they're going to take a step back, not only because of the Zeke suspension, but I mean, you look at the Giants. I mean, the Giants invested a shitload of money on that on the defensive side of the ball, and now they got Brandon Marshall. He's old, but he's still a big guy, great athlete, can catch touchdowns. Odell Beckham Jr. They got a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. You look at the Washington Redskins, like they're good. They got Pryor now, Jordan Reed, Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback. So I don't see the Cowboys being in that top three. My top three for the NFC would definitely be. I would have to say probably Seahawks. Then I want to say Packers and maybe the Vikings.
Vikings.
Wow.
But I mean they were undefeated. They won 8 straight games last year. I mean, the beginning of the year, they got Dalvin Cook now as a good running back. But I mean, there's
the NFC I think is wide open. That's why I had a hard time picking a top 3.
Exactly. I mean, and the NFC South, I think, is going to be the NFC South and the NFC East are going to be the two most interesting divisions I really think to watch in football. The NFC South is highly competitive, and that's why I was kind of hesitant. Like, it could easily put any of those teams in the top 3. Really, I mean, the Panthers, they had a bad season last year, but they went to the Super Bowl the year before. Falcons went to the Super Bowl just last year. The Buccaneers, who I'm really high on, they got all the talent in the world. It's just more or less, are they going to make the strides they're going to put together this year?
Yeah.
And then you still got the Saints in that division. And they got Adrian Peterson in the offseason.
Yep.
Do you feel like Adrian Peterson's got another not record breaking, but another fucking solid production season, or is he losing the step?
He'll lose a step, but I still think he could potentially put up a 1,000-yard season. But that's him losing a step if we're going to talk about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. I mean, if he's going to be splitting carries. It's going to be him and Mark Ingram. And, Mark Ingram is they've basically, really coached him up to be like this pass catching running back now these past couple of years. And so he'll definitely, him and they're going to be able to save Adrian Peterson. I don't think it's going to be the offense is going to be the problem for the Saints. It'll be their defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't that always the problem?
Yeah. I mean, it's ever since Greg Williams left after Bountygate.
It's fucking, Drew Brees is like, I put up 45 points this game. It's like, too bad we let 47 points go through. That's
exactly
how it works. Fucking all right. So my top 3 are the Broncos, and the Broncos. I feel like in the NFC, the Broncos are also going to win.
I feel like we went back to the Bears skit from Saturday Night Live, right?
Yeah. I can't wait to see what your college football take is.
I think the Buckeyes are going to win, but they're going to hold all 4 top spots. The championship games are just going to be like the Buckeyes, like the Scarlet and Gray games.
Sounds about right.
Yep. But cool. Is there any other football? So yeah, we didn't really touch on the Zeke and his craziness and his suspension. Mike, you did bring it up. Do you like how badly, or how many games do you actually think he's going to be suspended for, and how badly is it going to affect the Cowboys?
Well, I think with Zeke getting suspended, it's well. Here's the thing: Tom Brady got suspended 4 games for deflating footballs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the big thing. It's like, well, we suspended Tom Brady for deflating footballs 4 games. Like, we gotta like hit Zeke. Like, Zeke has to serve more than that. It'd be one thing if like, okay, we're gonna give Zeke 6 games, then he appeals it and it gets down to 4. I mean, fucking Roethlisberger raped 2 girls and like got suspended for like half a season. He got it, appealed it and got it like knocked down.
Yep.
But I think the NFL is just making an example out of Zeke, really.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be setting a new precedent. I think it still pisses me off that, we're just going to give Zeke 6 games for beating the shit out of a woman. And yet Josh Gordon is still in fucking football jail, like, for just smoking weed and drinking beer. Like, it's just.
The whole thing is, though, he won't stop, though. Josh Gordon won't stop, like, fucking smoking weed. Like, if he would just stop, then they would let him play.
I know, but it's like, it's not like he's hurting anybody. That's, I don't know. It's.
No, but the rules are rules. It's like, hey, man, you can't work here and smoke pot. And that's fair. It is illegal still in this country. Like, I feel like with the money that you're going to make as a premier wide receiver for any NFL team, should be worth you not smoking pot for a few months. Like, give me a break.
Oh, I know. Don't get me wrong, but it's still, it's just like, it just blows my mind. It's just, man, it's, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, no, it sucks. Pot is not, I'm all for the marijuana, but the rules is rules. This isn't Nam, there are rules.
Yeah, it just would be really nice to have him this year. That's all.
Oh my God, dude, Josh Gordon, that guy was ridiculous. I had him 2 or 3 years ago, the season they actually played.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh my God, blew it up.
Yeah. Well, that was like, was it Justin Blackman? Same thing. I had him for the few games he played. He was ridiculous. I was like, oh my God, dude.
Fucking, all right, cool. So yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for NFL. NBA news. Now, I feel like Cleveland is a fucking soap opera. Yeah. Hang your head in shame, Mike, because you should. It's this whole fucking craziness that's going on. We got a bunch of divas over here, and I don't like it. I'm going to say right now, I'm not a fan of all this, like, oh, I hope he gets traded. He said this shit behind my back, blah, 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 fucking bullshit. Like, I think it's dumb, and it's childish, and it doesn't help the game.
It's downright disgraceful and terrible. I'm not going to lie. I mean, the more news that comes out, it's just terrible. I mean, you hear things that Kyrie Irving didn't even talk to anybody on the team, like during stretches of games during the playoffs or the finals. He just like, come on, man. Like, let's just, like, we can beat the fucking Warriors. Like, let's like, just come on. Let's just like, just be a team player for like the next couple of weeks. And then you can go and bitch and leave and do whatever the fuck you want. Like, and oh man, it's just so frustrating. And then you got LeBron like, well, I might leave, I might not leave. It's up to you, front office. Like, so the front office doesn't know whether we should go after like superstars in their prime right now, or they should just, go after, draft picks and young guys and try to develop them. Like, they don't know what to do right now. And it's just, it's ridiculous. And it's like, and then I read this story about the other day where it was like they were going to trade Kyrie Irving and they were going to get Bledsoe, and then they were also going to get what's his name from the Pacers? Paul George.
Paul George, yeah.
Like, they had this like deal all lined up, and then like last minute, like, Pacers got cold feet and pulled out. But it's like, Oh, it's just like we're on the verge of greatness, and just like like one upping the Warriors, and it's just it's crazy, man, because it's like with Kyrie Irving or not, as long as we still got LeBron James on the team, we're still gonna win the East. We're just not gonna sweep everybody, and I mean, but we'll definitely get blown out by the fucking Warriors in the finals, and I don't know, it's a huge mess, and I guess it was nice while it lasted. And I mean, this season we'll still win games, we'll still do whatever, but I don't see us hoisting up a title. But it's just like I said, it was fun while it lasted, but we're gonna suck for a while definitely after next year, after LeBron leaves, probably.
Full Rob Schneider. Oh no, we suck again.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else going on? Like, or is that just like the only basketball news? Is that like LeBron is a diva?
That's pretty much the primary point of the news.
Yeah, there's really not much going on in NBA right now besides this. Every day you got Stephen A. Smith like, oh, I'm gonna bury LeBron James with all this dirt I got on him, and and it's like.
But it's just like gossip. It's like it's school gossip. Like Stephen A. is like. I was listening to Stephen A. go off. I'm fucking tired of that dude. Like, you want to like, he takes this stance like he's not gossiping. He's like, it's just like fucking girls telling tales in school. Fucking, he said this, she said that, like, and fucking all this bullshit. I'm just like, no one cares. Like, this is not actually news, and no one cares. But you think, like, I don't know, Stephen A. Smith thinks so highly of himself. I don't know. I might be done with that guy. It's a bit.
Yeah, much. He's like, I got it on high authority that I spoke to the man that delivered LeBron James's pizza, and he totally said that LeBron is leaving Cleveland.
Yep, 100%.
It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, but yeah, it's just I don't know. And then you got, I don't know. It's just. I feel like this basketball season is going to be really boring. I mean, they're definitely going to play up all these, regular season games, especially with the West teams, because all the stars now are really in the West. They're playing up Christmas Day, all these great teams, playing each other. It's not really great teams. It's just these great players. I feel like the playoffs are just going to suck ass, and the finals are going to be even worse. And
do you feel like all sports, all American sports should go to a fantasy-style draft every year where teams pick from the whole pool of players every year?
As a Browns fan, I'd totally be for that.
Yeah, that would be ugly because, right.
We get the number one pick.
Fuck yeah, dude. Who do you get? And then, like, you get draft day excitement. You could span like 4 or 5 days. Total ESPN coverage. Like, this is, it could be something. I feel like they could do something with that. They got to change the times.
Oh yeah, I agree.
All right, so I guess that's so we got. Is there any other news? So does anyone play golf or anything? Like fucking.
I play golf.
I was like, did anyone play golf?
Do you want to play golf?
I'm down. I'll play like I can only do like 9 holes though, because I feel like you should be too drunk to play golf after 9 holes.
You just got to spread out your drinking. That's all. You're doing too much drinking the first 9 holes.
You're not drinking enough. But all right, so let's get this draft deal out of the way. Mike, can you read me off like all 10 names? I've got like 7 here, and I can't think of 3.
Let me pull them up here for you, brother.
Yes.
I finally made the cut, so we're down to 10.
Yeah, Jason started crying, but I don't care.
He didn't want to leave?
Well, I mean, like, because I always told him he was the filler guy.
Why'd you tell me to cut him?
Well, because he's the filler. He was only there because we needed more people.
Now I feel like an asshole.
Nah, dude, I'm the asshole. That's totally fine. But yeah, hit me with these names.
All right, hold on.
Fucking.
All right, so we got Kevin.
Yep.
Christy.
Yep.
Ricky.
That's cool.
Your best friend Rondell.
Fuck that.
Jerome.
That's your friend?
No.
Who's Jerome?
I don't know.
Is that maybe Jeremy?
Jerome Elder.
Jeremy. Yeah, that's Jeremy.
Okay.
Yes.
Max. Phillip.
Yep.
Brian, who's my buddy.
Brian.
Mike Munich.
Oh, is he in the league too? All right, that's got to be it, right? Yeah.
And then me.
Yep. All right, so we got Brian and Mike Munich, and that'll make everybody. All right. I'm fitting to pull these names from a hat, and we will decide the draft order.
Is it going to be a Batman hat?
It's going to be this hat that I'm currently wearing right now.
What hat is that?
It's got the Mario in the Batman outfit there.
Oh,
Batman
that's
Mario.
awesome. That's real sweet.
Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Fucking nice little hat there. All right, so we got this going. We get all these.
Make sure you write this down too.
Oh shit! Yeah. Hey Phillip, help me out, bro.
I gotcha.
And then send me the results, and then I'll type it in.
All right.
All right. For the number 1 pick. All right, now you see me not looking. I'm looking right at the fucking camera. See me not cheating.
I got you, and it's recorded, so.
But, Jerome.
Jeremy.
Jerome.
Jerome.
All right. For pick number 2. Eyes right on it. Eyes right on it. You see me not cheating.
Right here.
All right. We have. Oh yeah. All right. Max has got the number 2 pick. All right. Here we go. Pick number 3.
Look into both of our eyes at the same time. Yeah.
All right. Pick number 3. Kevin.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Doing it up. For pick number 4, we have Christy.
I was wondering if that was Rondell.
No. I think I'm just going to stop saying his name altogether.
The man who shall not be named.
Yes.
Yeah. He's
All right,
Voldemort.
Pick number 5 is Phillip, right in the middle.
Okay.
There you go, Phillip.
Usually prefer the end, but whether it's first or last, I don't care. The middle's like, eh.
All right. Pick number 6, we got Karf.
All right.
All right. Last picks here, prime positions. We've got Mike Munich. Ricky is next.
Okay.
Pick number 7.
That's 8.
8.
Yep, you got 2 more left.
2 more picks. Brian is in 9.
right.
And that
Doesn't
means
matter.
coveted 10th spot goes to that asshole.
God damn it.
Was it Brian or Ryan?
Brian
Okay, it is Brian.
with a B.
Okay.
With a Y.
Yes.
All right.
All right, cool. So yeah, Mike, did we decide on a draft day or just like?
I threw it out to you guys. I was thinking maybe like that Sunday night, the 27th. I figure,
Sounds great.
closer the better. Either the 27th, like we can do an online draft that night, the Sunday night 27th, or sometime over Labor Day weekend. I cannot do Labor Day weekend the 3rd, that's Sunday, because I'm at a wedding. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe August 27th on a Sunday. Usually people all have the day off. I don't know about you guys' work schedules, but I sent out the email last night. I haven't heard anything back yet. So
I'm gonna say just pull the trigger on that on the 27th. That sounds excellent.
okay.
You wanna do it in the evening? We'll say like. Actually, we should. If we
should do it either before or after Game of Thrones. Probably before.
Yeah, before Game of Thrones. So Sunday at like.
Maybe like 6:30.
6:30?
Or maybe 7.
6:30.
6:30. Okay, because you guys do your podcast on Sundays
too. Yeah, we got the Three Geeks, the Geek News podcast on Sunday 7. So, we lost Phillip.
He'll be back. We'll do like 6:30. I feel like that's good, and then like we can even talk about it on Three Geeks too. A little bit, just draft results. Who looks good. Yada yada yada.
Yep, sounds good to me. And then we'll fucking Game of Thrones. But yeah,
fantastic season so far.
So go ahead and send out the emails on that one, Mr. Commissioner. Fucking. So the 27th on Sunday, if you are part of the Sports Nerds Fantasy Football League of Justice, fucking Sunday the 27th, 6:30. Be there or be square. Fucking, I hope you auto draft your whole team. To be honest, like I could really use the help. I came in last year. I do not want to do that again. Fucking, here we go. All right, so cool. Mike, you got anything else?
No. I mean, we can, we can cast while we're drafting. We can
live cast during the draft. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not everybody will be able to cast at this. Like you, me, and Phillip though, we can cast while we're online like drafting and stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of neat. Other than that, we can do definitely another show beforehand. Maybe that Friday or whatever, and just talk and just
do our we can be able because we normally do a fantasy draft special. So I feel like that Friday beforehand we should do our draft special. That'd be cool.
I'm down with that.
All right, well there's fucking tentative plans for you. You fucking know about the Sports Nerds coming up. Yeah, so obviously for Phillip, Carf and Max, we're your Sports Nerds, and we'll catch you guys later.
And may the sport